Good morning, beautiful trail people. I just turned 40 last year. I'm just a regular guy with a regular desk job who loves trail running. And I just signed up for what's often referred to as the toughest 50K in the US. Oops. Dang, it's beautiful out here. It's in 8 weeks. Let me tell you how I'm training to get it done. And by the way, I'm freaking stoked. Alright, let me tell you really the 3 main aspects of my training. And then we'll talk about how I try to cram it all into a week with work, kids, and everything else. The 3 main aspects that I'm including are running, obviously, but we'll talk about different kinds of runs in a minute. Strength training, which is something I have not been great about. Whoa! Including or fitting in. That can be hard. And some cross training, because I think that helps. Keeps things fresh. Keeps it from feeling like a grind. And gives me some flexibility to make sure I'm still doing other things that I really enjoy. Alright, so running. Maybe the most important and often overlooked type of run is a nice, easy base run, base heart rate run. For me, right now that's shooting for about 136 beats per minute. Oh man, rocky descent. I'll be looking down here. Gonna get in 2 or 3 of those each week, about an hour. So nothing fast. You don't want to feel out of breath. So base runs, that's one. Second one is a tempo run. I'm going to try and do those on Tuesdays because I like Tempo Tuesday. That's slightly faster. For me, it's a heart rate of about 153. But you know, you do like a 10-minute warm-up at base, and then some kind of intervals, longer intervals at tempo, and then a 10-minute cool down at base. And the third type of run is threshold. That's even faster than tempo. For me, that's a heart rate of 161. I'm gonna try to do those on Thursdays because, you know, threshold Thursday. And same thing, 10-minute warm-up at base, then some kind of interval. Like last Thursday, I did 4 6-minute intervals at threshold, and then a 10-minute cool down. And then the last type of run is what we're doing today, a long run. Ideally, I want my average heart rate to be somewhere in the base zone, but I'm also trying to include some vert whenever I can, because, you know, Speedgoat's got 11 or 12,000 feet of gain at really high elevation. Oop, thought I lost my sunglasses. Which means sometimes my heart rate's going to shoot up, and that's okay. That's good training as well. So those are the 4 types of run: base, threshold, tempo, long run. And I guess technically there's a 5th, and that's a recovery run. I'll basically do those maybe 1 a week, 1 or 2 a week, depending on everything else. Like tomorrow, tomorrow's Monday, I normally do a base run, but after today, if I go running tomorrow, it'll definitely be a recovery run. So that's heart rate of like less than 126. Trying to average about 118, 120. Nice and slow, easy. Basically just to get the blood flowing to the legs. So 4 or 5 types of runs. And I plan to run 5 or 6 times a week. And we'll talk about schedule in a minute. This week that will total about 35 miles. And I should say this was working from a fairly decent base of about 20 to 25 miles a week already. This is definitely not a couch to 50K program in 8 weeks. This is just what I'm doing to try and increase my fitness so the Wasatch Mountains don't freaking crush me. Spiderweb. Alright, strength training. This is something I wish I would have done more of earlier, but now that I'm 40 and really want to do this for a long time, I'm trying really hard to prioritize strength training 2 or 3 sessions per week, which, yes, if you're paying attention, that means that some days I'll be doing both running and strength training. So one day earlier in the week, probably Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to do a pretty heavy leg workout, lower body workout. Barbell squats, Romanian deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, and some bent knee calf raises. Sometimes I might include something else, but those are the 4 big ones that I'm going to do every week. And I started really focusing on those after listening to some podcasts by, I can't remember his name, the guy who wrote the book Built to Run. Excellent book, by the way. I'll put a link below. So that's one strength workout. The other one is upper body, back, chest, shoulders. You know, that's important too. Try and keep up my posture while I'm running, carrying weight in a pack, all of that. Ooh, talking while doing stream crossing. Maybe isn't the smartest thing I've done all day, but we made it. Dang, it is rocky out here. Yes, that is the trail. Oh. Alright, and then a potential 3rd session, that will depend a lot on how the legs are feeling, is another lighter lower body session with a kettlebell, or maybe even just some body weight stuff. But like this last week, my legs were feeling pretty trashed already from the first strength workout. Pretty intense tempo and threshold sessions, and I wanted to be fresh for this long run, because this will be the most vert I've gotten on a run in a while. Yep, that's strength. And then let me go this climb, talk about cross training. Alright, we got a bit of a not too steep climb. Let's talk about cross training. I honestly don't even know if that's the right word for it. Basically what I mean is doing something other than running, which I guess technically I'm doing right now. Walking. No, that's not what I mean. There's other things I really enjoy doing on the trails, like riding my mountain bike, backpacking, hiking. So sometimes one of my runs will probably be replaced by a trail ride. That's what I did yesterday. A backpacking trip, a day hike, something like that. I think that helps stave off injury, makes things feel less like a grind, and doesn't make me feel like I'm not able to do other things that I enjoy. Morning. How you doing?
Good, how you doing?
Fantastic. This way. I always feel weird when I come across somebody and I'm talking to myself on camera on the trail. Boy, this would be a sweet place to camp. Look at this. awesome. So if there's other things, other active things you enjoy doing, whatever it is, doesn't even have to be stuff on the trail, include that as part of your plan. That's what I'm doing anyway. So how do I fit all that into a week? Here's my general but flexible plan. Monday is typically going to be hour-long base run and a lower body strength workout. Squats, Romanian deadlifts, Bulgarian split squats, and bent knee calf raises. Tuesday is going to be a tempo run. Wednesday will either be a recovery run or a base run. And Wednesday will also include the upper body strength workout. Thursday will be a threshold run. Friday will either be a base or a recovery run. And then, depending on what the weekend plan is, that would also be the day that I might do that other lighter lower body workout. But then Saturday and Sunday, one of those will be my long run or some kind of cross training. And one of them is going to be a complete rest day, because that's another super important aspect of training. So I guess 4 aspects of training: running, strength training, cross training, and rest. I typically try to do my runs in the morning before I gotta get kids up, make lunches, log on to work, all of that. And then I'll try and squeeze my strength workout in right before work or on my lunch break. So yeah, that's the plan to get ready for Speedgoat 50K in 8 weeks. It has been super rainy here, which means it is so green and lush and thick, and I love it. I'm returning for the waterfall. Let's check it out real quick. Then we gotta get home. Oh, dang, up there. That's awesome. Picture it out here. Alright, so that's how this 40-year-old, hopefully Midpacker, is getting ready for the Speedgoat 50K, the toughest 50K in the US, in 8 weeks. Should be a good one. I'll share some of the gear I'm using, the nutrition I'm using, update on the training in my future videos, so follow along and let me know what races you're getting ready for, what kind of stuff you like to include in your training. Love to hear about it. Okay, legs are starting to feel it. We got this.